How did you feel at the end? I mean, your face was beaming. How big a deal was that result?
Oh, that was just a lot of disbelief. I mean, in a way, I feel like I have no business being in the second round. I mean, this was just a huge test for me, and I know it might sound weird, but my body has just, I played the best I could, or more. I did more than I thought I could, and I barely got over the line, and that tells you something. So I'm thrilled that I got to experience these emotions, and the atmosphere was amazing, and I tapped into my competitiveness. That felt like all heart, but I wish it felt better physically than it did. But I'd be stupid to be complaining, sitting here being in the second round. But it just felt like that reward after so many months of just torture.
That Coco Bella helped to push you through the end there in that way.
Yes.
You, how Panna is just so, almost a wall out there in that first set. To be able to turn it around and have your fitness come through, what does it say about how you've now gotten that strength from the rehab and been able to overcome that and get a satisfying win like this?
I think that there was a lot of experience that kicked in. I don't think I showed too much physical. It wasn't great physically for me, I don't think, but I just played really smart. I mean, I knew what I could do and what I couldn't do out there and just stuck to it. I had to be more aggressive than maybe I would if I was completely feeling good and healthy and strong. I think strength is the biggest thing that's lacking, just, getting out of the corners quickly and giving pace back. There's a level I'm used to for myself, and it feels strange having to work with so much less and try to win. It's definitely, it's been a new experience. How long was I playing for? 2 hours? No, but how long was the match? Like these are 3 sets I played in a row, and I haven't done that since, I only played a set until then.
Yeah.
And so that's also maybe not smart from my side, but I'd be kicking myself if I didn't give myself a chance to compete in New York.
How do you feel like you felt physically out there? Was it pain, discomfort, doubt, when to push the knee, when not to?
It was a lot of doubt. There was definitely more pressure than on the knee than when I'm just practicing, because you're giving more. It's an official match. It's always going to be more on your body, and I definitely felt it. And once I felt a little more effort from that left leg, I panicked because I felt like, oh my God, should I be doing this? And that's normal too. I don't think, we'll see tomorrow, but I'm very positive that everything is fine. There was no sharp pain, nothing. It was just a lot of tiredness in that leg after the first set. And like I said, it's nice to tap into your just heart and come up with something that I didn't think I had in me.
Playing a match like that for the first time in such a long time, how do you approach recovery, and how confident are you that you'll feel fresh in 48 hours?
Yeah, Rob, my physio, is like my best friend right now. I'm not used to that. I'm just like, okay, dinner, ice bath. But now I'm like, okay, we need to work some magic tomorrow.
What I wanted to ask you is that, having not played for about 10 months, I would figure that you're on a bit of a high at the moment with a win like that. How do you maintain that going into the next round, going into the next match? Because there is always the risk of a bit of a letdown after something as big as that.
I'm on a high just emotionally, but I'm actually not. I'm very realistic. I know that this was a moment that, it was great, but I'm very realistic with where my body and my knee is at. I'm still happy that I managed to get through a match like today, get the win, and feel the emotions that you do, those 10 seconds, 20 seconds after. It's what we play for. But I'm very realistic that I still need time, I don't even want to think about the rest of the season, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to always do what's best for my long-term recovery. But I definitely still need to go back to the drawing board and get stronger and fitter if I want to compete, not in just one match, but, looking at second weeks and stuff like that.
So your planning and tactics now, do you have them, or are they sort of thrown out the window and it's like, real game by game.
You're saying in the match?
In the match and then as you go on.
Yeah, but it's like I'm just figuring it out as I'm on the court. There's not really much going into it because I told my team, like, I don't know how it's going to go out there physically. You can't replicate an official match to, a few points that I've played with girls this week. So, yeah, like there was a lot of problem solving going on today, and I'm very proud of that because when I'm at my fittest, I used to problem solve very badly. So this was this was very good.
Before we talk about Elena Rybakina in the next round, what did your team just tell you after that moment? Because that's still a special moment for you and being able to savor that moment to just get another U.S. Open win for you.
Sorry, I didn't get it. I didn't get the question. What about Elena?
Before we talk about Elena Rybakina.
I don't want to talk about Elena.
Yeah. Perfect,
like, let's just
good.
not even go there.
Yeah, just about the message your team told you and just the joy of just getting this win considering all that you've been through this year.
Yeah, my dad was like, don't ever tell me that you can't do something. That was his first thing because I did really not think that, I said maybe a few weeks ago when we were back home training, I was like, if I get a win at the Open, I'm going to be the happiest kid ever. And, I obviously wasn't the happiest because I was already like, okay, guys, what are we going to do against Elena? And they're like, no, you said this and you're going to do this. And I was like, fine, I did say it. Yeah, like I have a lot of videos I did for myself, I took of myself rehabbing and talking to a camera because I wanted to have proof of what it felt like because this stage of my career going through an injury like this is very different. I just want, even today, like losing the first set, I thought to myself, this crowd is awesome. Like I would not want to be anywhere else. Like even if I don't come up with a win, I've been working for this 2 hours of pure like adrenaline, joy, problem solving and competing, and that's like I'm blessed in that sense. So if I can get even stronger and healthier, I'll be very happy.
Riley said special things happen in New York City, and I'm just curious what you made of the atmosphere out there, the crowd. It was packed house on court 4.
Oh my God, a few people know me now in New York. I don't know what's going on. It does not feel bad, let me tell you. That roar when I came out, comparing to hers, I was like, oh my God. It felt super nice. I guess everyone from last year felt bad, so we're going to go cheer on this year. I mean, girl hasn't played 10 months. But no, it's been amazing. I think maybe with Breakpoint coming out, that I've had a lot of people come up to me while I was rehabbing, which was very nice because, you don't get any, there's nothing coming in to make you feel good except my dad just talking all day. So a lot of people were watching and little kids were getting inspired to play, and that, that's something I never thought I'd do with my tennis, is inspire another kid. And when I hear that, it feels pretty good.
Dad?
What about Elena?
Elena's a great player. It's going to be a toughie, but I've got a day to just chill tomorrow.
Dasha went earlier today, and we talked about in terms of her rehabbing and with you and those encouraging messages and stuff like that. You talk about just the vibe that she, brings and you bring each other, and building the way she is with how she plays so well today and looked like vintage Dasha, honestly.
Yeah, I actually saw her in the locker room before a match, and I laid down. I was like, I'm so nervous. And she goes, Ajla, this is a celebration, you playing today. And I was like, that is a celebration. So I was just like, great, last pep talk before I went out.
Great.
Is your dad getting stalked by fans? I mean, he's
Yes.
the breakout star.
I'm so upset. People asking for selfies. I'm like, no, this is not how it goes. But he loves it. I mean, thanks to me, he is on camera, on TV, and we realize he loves it the most. So I don't know what the word is, but thank God he can't do it on his own without me, because we would lose him in Hollywood.
So, speaking of your own man, have you given him the opportunity again for air tickets and all that? Because he could have been perfectly right and booked you straight out of the place, having not played for so long.
Listen, guys, we got that on camera last year in Wimby, but this has been happening my whole career. Like, this isn't something new. We just got it on camera. So, like, things are still the same. I mean, in New York, I have a great hotel, thanks to myself. I did take care of it this time. But yeah, like, he's still booking my flights. I mean, the nightmares we've had traveling from LA to Miami, like during rehab, when he was like, red eye, Spirit, canceled, 5 a.m. And he was like, I'm never flying Spirit again. So like, I was like, you didn't know that before. So yeah, it's still the same.